that better? Can you guys hear me this time? Hopefully that works better. I don't know. Please, please don't let me have any more headaches. All right. So can we get started now? Oh man, thank you for that. We are going to be doing a photo reading for one of our subscribers today. I received a photo sent to me, so we're going to be doing his reading of his photo, and that is for our subscriber Albert. Slide. All right. Breathe. Everybody take a deep breath and let's all relax and let go of every worries that we have for the day. Let go of any stress or any, energy that you may be holding on to. Just kind of breathe and release it. Take some time now just to take a few deep breaths and just let the energy go. Don't hold on to it. Let it, wherever you're feeling tension, focus some energy into that area for the next few minutes. It's a great way to start our smudges and everything. So we'll get this started. And I'll do the best that I can. I don't. Okay, so hopefully there won't be too much buffering. I'm hoping that we'll be able to handle this, All right, so is it generally pretty good though? You guys don't really have, you can't get perfectness in this world apparently, at least today anyway. Today's not going to be the perfect day. But we are going to make the best of what we have for now, okay? So we'll have to work with what we have, people. Advancements in technology sometimes aren't very advanced. They're still lagging. We're going to get started. Like I said, we're going to be doing a photo reading that I received from Albert, our subscriber, one of our subscribers. I did a few photo readings in our last video. I'm just putting tobacco on me. Sorry, guys. It's just traditions and everything for my shaman part of things. To get things done. Keep that one for later. Some water. Rest the area. Okay. So what is new with you all? Anything exciting happened in the last few days, or something that you guys want to question, or has there been things going on before we get started here with the readings? I'm going to pull our angel therapy card as well today. So we're going to get down to the June messages for the month of June for everybody. So therapy, angel therapy for us. As from like a trauma. This could be even just general healing on your spirit. Taking time for you, resting. Taking the time to just kind of rebalancing yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to be having trauma all the time to heal from. It's just making sure that you remember to take time for yourself, get your energy rebalanced, always check in. Like for me, I like to check in the morning with myself. I'll do like a little 10-minute meditation in the morning and just kind of go over my body and see if there's anything that is kind of sitting still from the day before, and release it and say that that's yesterday's energy. We're going to start the new day with a yay and get excited about the day in the morning. And then I go about my day, and not hold too much energy with question. I'm still learning that trait, right? Oh, okay. This is what I was talking about earlier too. I was thinking about changing my diet as well again, because that my mom passed away on Christmas Eve, and so that was her time that she really enjoyed. She would go all out at Christmas time and decorate the house to the nines. She would have like 7-course meals at Christmas time with everybody wanting to have dinner, and we'd always have like lots of people at Christmas time. We'd have family, we'd have friends. And everybody came by. So I changed my tradition of having Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve to New Year's Day. So bring the New Year's with my kids, right? Because we have like they have their dad, which he celebrates Christmas, and he's, you know, came to Canada and, took on some of the traditions here and really enjoys having his Christmas dinner with his kids. So instead of trying to fight over, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, I just saved myself the headache. Take this easy way, make it simple, and have it on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, right? It's a little bit more fun, and that's what it's about. You have to be together, right? So, the way that sometimes the parents think, sometimes, it's not the way that we end up change. Things change over time. They're not, set in stone that you have to follow this, and this. They're just kind of general guidance for you to kind of figure out and get situated on your own, right? So like I was saying about diet, sometimes people can eat a lot of things and different things, and some people can't eat meat. Some people don't want to eat meat for whatever, their belief system is, and that's perfectly fine and well. If eating more vegetables, being more healthy, I think is more the focus, and making sure that you're taking care and supplying your body with the nutrients that it needs, fuel into us, right? So I think that's just more focus on, your diet and being aware of your diet and making sure that you're topping your energy up with the proper food and proper. That's just general. Take with it whatever you will, and if it's something that you've kind of been thinking about, then maybe that's confirmation that maybe it wouldn't be a bad time to start. Okay, so that was our therapy for the month of June. So those are just things that you can kind of focus on, or work with for the month of June, or implement into your life. Okay, so we're gonna do the June energy reading. Whatever messages come through. I think a lot of people are feeling very stuck right now. We have the Four of Cups. And with this Four of Cups, though, it's like, we may be not being communicative, or, we're growing tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. There's not really much change going on. But if you're not going to be, all into whatever you're doing now and you're just not feeling it, then maybe it's time to kind of review, take the time out to kind of, recalibrate yourself. Find out what you're needing now, because our energy changes throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, and we end up going down different paths, interacting with different people, and our paths are constantly changing. If you think about it like a brain, you're firing off in different areas all the time. Like you never set in one path. You end up taking certain paths because they work for you, and sometimes you take a little bit, a different direction just to experience it, right? So, a lot of people might be getting tired of being stuck in situations where they just don't feel like they're going anywhere. So open up your channels, open up, your resources, find different resources that are available, make new friends, go out and spend more time, socializing with different people. Instead of staying stuck in that one group, expand your horizon kind of thing. And I feel that a lot of people aren't taking enough time for themselves. They're being too demanded of, right? So step back and say, I need to demand for myself, demand for me, and look after me first, right? Because a lot of people are just getting lost in, taking care of others and doing service for everybody else. That's great and fine, but you also got to remember who is the one that's doing that service is you. You have to really focus on the internal energy that you're giving out. If you have to recalibrate that as well, spend time like healing. Maybe there's some things that, might end up opening yourself up to and have to look at. Even though we get through the stage of not really wanting to reflect on ourselves, we think our life's good. But when we take that minute to actually kind of reevaluate everything and take the serious time and downtime that we need, that we don't take, I think we really would find a whole different aspect of looking at things and learning that people that are looking at even moving, setting up shop in a different area, or have dreams of, making a perfect home, or maybe revamping the home that you have, going through renovations, but that dream of that revamp is a good time to do it. Springtime, we're cleaning out everything from the past, cleaning out, spring cleaning almost, right? So you spring clean yourself as well. When you're doing that spring cleaning, look at yourself and see what can you get rid of, what doesn't fit. It's like going through your wardrobe and taking off clothes that don't fit anymore, clothes that you just haven't worn forever. It's time to get rid of it so you can, revamp the wardrobe, revamp the home, revamp the soul, right? So, and then the new journeys begin, right? So there's new journeys coming forward if we all just kind of let go of that old shit, bring in some new shit and have fun, right? New experiences, new possibilities coming through. So the overall energy, I think, of this is letting go and spring clean, right? It's spring clean time for a lot of people. And whatever, that's moving you in a direction of more positive, more happiness, more, joy, even though you'll get the downtime where you aren't always going to be happy like 100%, you're never going to be 100% just, you know what I mean? Um, I think they have medication for that. No, I'm just kidding. But but don't feel like your hopes and dreams and everything's lost, like that it's all been forgotten, because you're the one that's in charge of those. You have to remember to keep those at the front of your mind, and whatever you're dreaming of, manifest it into a reality. That's like that. Not taking enough time for me card, and taking that time. So maybe you're feeling a little bit lost within yourself right now, that you're just feeling just really bogged down, and just let go of the stuff that you really don't have to do. Like, reevaluate it. Say, is this a priority for me? Is this a necessity? Is my life gonna become absolutely traumatic if I don't do this? And just kind of run through your little pros and con list of things that are going on in your life. Your things that you've made a session to say that you want to be accountable for, promises you've made, commitments that you have going on. Reevaluate and kind of scale them to priority wise. Like, start at 10, say this is a priority, I have to get this done. This is, work related or home related or family related or relationship related. Kind of take the time for the reevaluation of your soul and energy, right? So there's a lot going on. Transition, it's like, you don't just wake up one morning and everything's going to change. It takes time, and it takes a bit of energy to get that done. But remember that you can. Like we have the death card, endings are coming. So the more that you try to put that ending off, the harder the transition will be coming. If you just kind of go with the flow and say, okay, I'm ready to let go of this, it's time to move on, right? And then we have the Ace of Cups following that. Like new blessings, new abundance will come through if you let go of something. It's like, when we were kids and our parents used to come and clean out our toys and say, no, you have to let go of that teddy bear. You can't keep it anymore. It's time to let it go. And you would throw that screaming fit. You don't want to, and you'd scream on the floor saying, no, I'm keeping that bear. I'm keeping that bear. And then, you go shopping with your parents the next day and they said, well, you can't get rid of that bear, so we can't get you a bigger bear. We're going to get this big bear, but, you're still holding on to that little tiny bear that, now you have to wait, right? So until you get rid of that bear, that big bear's not coming in. You know what I mean? So think about that. Think along those lines and allow it to be, something bigger, something more abundant, right? Always think in an abundance way. And, even if you get those bumps in the road, the speed bumps, you can't go racing through life and expect that you're not going to hit a bump or two or a pothole and, kind of shake you up a bit. You're going to have shakeups. You're going to have those bumps. You're going to have those potholes up on the journey, right? It's not going to be a smooth ride. If you prepare for it and you plan ahead and you do all those things that are requested of your journey, the ride does get smoother, but you have to adjust to it. Like you don't just jump in a car and drive it. You sit and you adjust your seat, you adjust your steering wheel, you adjust your mirrors, you make sure everything's ready to go, right? So make those preparations for that new journeys and new experiences that you're going to have with people. So that's the message for the month of June. These ones jumped out just now. So the Queen of Wands, and that's another one. They're reiterating. Don't fill, one cup. Don't focus on one thing. You have to focus on a numerous amount of things, and prioritize them. Definitely prioritize. Get your priorities in order and get them in check. And reevaluate which ones really are, because our to-do lists change every day. And if you can at least get a few of those to-do list items on the to-do list done throughout the day, then you're doing pretty good. For me, if I get, say I have 7 things and I get 3 or 4 of them done, I'm doing fucking awesome, and I'm proud of myself for getting something, accomplishing things throughout the day. And there's a lot to do in a day. You can't just stop and stop work and, focus our intentions on different things, right? We have to take time for each thing. And if you are working that 9-to-5 job, kudos to you. But me personally, I can't do that. I have to be on my own schedule and getting things done that are working for me, right? So I said goodbye to that 9-to-5 job. I still do it more in the UK, have advantage to access me, or doing readings in the evening, doing readings in the morning. Different people are on different schedules and different time frames in the world, right? So you get different responses, you get different action, you get different, opportunities coming forward for you. And the other thing that came up for me is also I will be starting doing readings in one of the groups on Facebook. I was actually I inquired about, and they would be awesome that I would be a reader for their group. They checked out the YouTube channel, loved it, said that I was amazing, which is really great. I'm really glad that the messages that I get out there are intended for people and that they actually can resonate with them. And that means a lot to me that you guys are here. I have the utmost respect for all of you, and whatever you guys are going through, you can email me. We can talk about it privately, whatever it is that you want some advice or guidance on. You can email me and we can work things out and figure out, the best kind of route for you. Just kind of lost and just don't know what direction is up or down. Feel free to email me and we can get to that. So, with that said and done, it is quiet. Whew. What else was there? I wrote it down. What else did I have? Okay, so I had one of our subscribers, Albert. One of our subscribers sent me a photo the other day and didn't realize that it was on the live stream, but that's fine. That's perfectly fine. If you send the photo based on, a live stream, I will get the email. So I made sure that I had that all set up, and I just wanted to go over that photo with you, Albert, now. When you sent the photo, I was gonna wait to actually look at it, but there was something drawing me to it. And when you're dealing with somebody that's passed on, it gets very personal. Okay, so I'm going to do this with as much grace that I can, but I try not, everything is just hoop and dandy and everything's going great. The thing is, I get the messages that sometimes are hard to hear, but they're not in like a mean. So when I opened up the photo, the first thing I noticed was her hands. Something to do a lot with her hands stood out for me. Like she was something to do with like creativity. She did a lot of hand work, and she used her hands a lot. Is what I'm feeling. I'm just going to open it up here again. The other thing that I picked up was that she had a lot of sadness. Where she was, it was like she wanted somebody to communicate for her on her behalf, and there was a lot of sadness. Like I really noticed that her eyes to me came through as really red, like really like she'd been crying a lot, like she didn't want to be where she is. She didn't understand why she had to be there and why she had to remain there. But having that lot of sadness, the disconnect that she has from you guys, brought her a lot of sadness and a lot of uneasiness. There was a lot of emptiness feeling in her, like nothing mattered and she didn't matter. Her life was great and everything, but when she left this world, she was kind of almost like forgotten. She didn't feel like she had that connection with you guys anymore, which really saddened her. And after I got that message, I saw like a little light come in, and it was almost like finally somebody's hearing me, somebody's able to communicate this word for me. So there was a bit of ease and relax in her. I feel like she suffered a lot, like on a mental level, meaning that she was always worried, she was always stressed out. She might have been the type of person, and I'm just showing this out here because it kind of came through, that she would put a front on, right? She would put on a front, even though she was feeling the most worst moment of her moment and having bad moments, she would still come across and be smiling and everything's good, so people wouldn't worry about her. And she wishes that she was a little bit more direct, more, open to, letting people in. But I felt that she put a lot of like fronting on for people, and didn't really come through as the person that she really wanted to be. She was basically trying to appease people, and that's where a lot of sadness is coming from, I think, that she didn't get to have the opportunity to just be herself. But the creativeness that she had was absolutely amazing. Like the creative mind that she didn't, she could have portrayed to people would have been just mind blowing, right? Um, to she was, and that's what I'm getting. She is extremely strong in the face of darkness, and I think that because she had to experience some darkness within herself, that's what created that strength for her. Um, but I feel that now that there's somebody that can communicate the messages for her, she's a little bit more at ease. She's more relaxed. Like I felt a lot of tension within her face, like just frustration and tension, and just wanting somebody to hear the message that she needed to get out. And once I, connected with her, you see that little light there. Um, Seeing the messages, and it was almost like her face relaxed. You know, to be able to connect with her is an amazing person. She's just like she's full of life. Like she was full, full, full. Always extending herself beyond reason. You know, Even when she didn't want to, she would extend herself. She would be so guys from the spiritual side. So just recognize that she is around. She does, you know, think about you guys often, and just that her memory can't go down. Don't let go of any memories of her. Because that's all you have here on the physical world, and that's what she has. So that's your connection between the two of you, is for that. And that's what It almost felt like a lot of her memories were being forgotten. Now that she was gone, nobody remembered her because she wasn't physically here. And she felt like she was lost, like she just didn't have a place even on the other side. But now she has a place, and the communication is through. And um, but there was a lot of sadness. There is a lot of sadness on her end. Which she's able to heal from now and be able to move on from her experiences and be able to close that chapter of the book, and look forward to new horizons for herself, right? But definitely she is going to be connected to you for an unsurmountable amount of time, and just remember the love that you had, and those hugs that she used to give you, that felt like they were just like the last hug you'd ever feel. Like, I'm getting sad because that's what I am pulling out of this is like the hugs that she would give. Don't let go of them, don't forget them, because that's that whole experience, from the hugs that she would give were just like an emotional attachment hug that you can't let go. I don't want to let go. I can't let go. Oh man. It's emotional. Wow. Just like she's standing here and she's just kind of like hugging me, saying thank you. And the humbleness that I feel from that moment is just the emotion tied to her right now. It's just wow. Um, but she's happy. Like, they're not tears of sadness anymore. They're tears of joy and relaxedness and comfort for her. Um, wow. Sorry. You're most welcome. Wow. Emotions. Wow. She's a very emotional person. She shows her emotions. Um, she's going to be fine. She's going to be okay. But yeah, no, it's amazing. And that's the other thing I wanted to say. She was really, her eyes almost went fire red. She currently is upset or on something that happened in the past or that you're currently doing. That was the other thing. I wrote it down in the book here. She's still upset about something that happened, or something that's going on currently. Um, yeah, she's still frustrated by it. Still, it pisses her off, kind of energy. Like, she kind of just went, this ain't happening. This is just, I'm not gonna forgive quite yet. But I think having closure is important for her as well, and to be able to have that closure, that she still spends time on it. You know what I mean? And that when you said she didn't get to that part yet. And she's just happy that someone could channel and connect her to you. Okay. Um, you know, but nothing that would like be detrimental to her. She was just upset, like showing that emotion of being frustrated. That could be because she's on the other side and she doesn't want to be there. She just, felt like she was losing touch with everybody here. That nobody was keeping that serious memory alive of her, spending the time to say, listen, I'm here, I'm talking to you, I want to communicate with you. And just, not forgetting any of those memories, holding on to that, giving yourself a hug when you feel her around, like if you feel a change in temperature, or a song comes on that reminds you of her, take that time for that minute and just pay respect to the memory, right? Keep the memory alive for her, because that's the only connection that you have left in the physical world. You are connected to her spiritually, and to not ever let that connection die. And that's, I think, one of the things that she might be angry about is worrying about that connection was dying. And almost like she was like pleading for somebody to hear her, for somebody to be connected, to bring the message through for her, right? And there you go. And she probably just wanted to communicate that back, and knowing that you have that connection, that she is there, and she's doing well, and she's okay. She will get through it, and she's a strong person, to actually get through it. But she'll be in a better state of mind for herself, for somebody to be able to communicate the messages for her. So allowing her to move on, allowing her to adjust to whatever her journey is now, not letting go of her, still being connected to her, and that's nothing wrong with that. She still wants to have that connection. But it's almost like, she's able to go on now and let go and know that you're forever going to be connected, right? So yeah. But what was with her hands? Like, what did she do for work that she was so like creative, and just her energy, that she was, almost like the artist type energy that I was picking up for her. Like her hands just stood out to me. Right, so her hands really, correct, artist, okay. I was just wondering because I don't know like where it was, but she had a lot of creativeness that, there was a lot that was still up here that she didn't get to put out, right? Yeah, very compassionate. So yeah, she's gonna be fine now. She's able to move on to her journey, right? There's a lot of people in society. Wow, that's an amazing. She had an amazing life, but not feeling like her work was really done here. Unfortunately, we always wish for more time, and sometimes we don't get it. But even just to have the messages, communicated through on their behalf, is able for them to let go and be able to go towards the light and be able to be, complete, and not hold any physical being to this three-dimensional world that we live in, hold on to life. They're able to let go, and now she's going to rediscover herself. She's going to heal her spirit, her journey. Her journey is just beginning again, right? So you're very welcome. I'm very grateful that I could do that for you. She's an amazing person. She's got, a lot of compassion for people. She's got a lot of energy. She's ready to move on, right? You're most welcome, Albert. I really appreciate you sending the photo in. I'm glad that I could get that message through for you. I will try to see if I can channel a message. I'll do my spirit box later on and see if I can't get more messages for you. But right now, I think that's the biggest thing that she wants the most to get across, right? So yeah, so hopefully that gives you a bit of direction in where to kind of take your emotion with that and heal from that, and allow yourself to heal and turn the memories into joyful memories. Don't think of them as, you're never going to enjoy her moments with you. And you may end up hearing a song or something that pulls out on her, that pulls the memories out for you. And just remember them. There's so much you guys have together. and so many memories that you can't let any of them die, because that's, if there's any other messages. Oh, I just feel like feel like a little, like an air, those air things that, puppets, and they have like the air blowing through them, and then you stop the airflow, and it's like, disconnect. Middle to drop down now. Let's see, Savannah Ross, you had a question first, and then we have Sophia, who's wondering what chat here. Say hi to you all. And if you guys are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I don't have my moderator working today. They're probably out enjoying the day, which I should be too. So if you have any, give me a sec here. Donations can be made too, and hopefully it'll pop up here. I'll put the donation link, my email address, you can find down in the description box. No, I put it wrong, you guys. Hang on, I gotta fix it. My keyboard's like just my computer's like on its like giving me difficulties. I just upgraded it to Windows 10, and it's just, I'm downgrading it back to Windows 7 because Windows 10 has just got too many glitches in it. Slows down everything. There's just too much extra bloatware, whatever it is. It slows it down. It's a lot faster when I had Windows 7. So we're going back to Windows 7. Screw this Windows 10 shit. I don't need to be that advanced. Not if it's going to cause me conflict and everything else. I'm going back. I'm going back to Windows 7. Forget this. I just don't have the patience for, a slow computer. I don't have the patience for it. Yeah, slow computers out the window. I'll toss your ass out. Let's get her done. Let's get things done. I got things to do. And when you're reliant on a laptop, it gets frustrating, because you need to get things done. You need, things to be going in a certain time frame, and, the slower your computer is. But maybe that's a lesson for me. Maybe, the energies are telling me to slow down a little bit, take some more time, just allow things to kind of play out. Don't try to rush through things. Don't rush this. Don't rush that. Just take time and breathe. That's my lesson. That's what I have to learn. But if I can make it a little bit easier, I'm going to take the easy route than, trudging through the mud, the mud puddles and the sludge and all that stuff that's slowing me down. I'd rather, be on the highway, just cruising, cruising down the highway, listening to my tunes, and just everything's going smoothly. A few hiccups in once in a while is fine, but when you're like sitting here and you're lagging and things just aren't going in a direction of smoothness, and you're like this all the time, oh god, afterwards you're just like I'm done with that. I'm just done with the whole bumpity bump bump bump. I just want some smooth sailing for a little while, and I'll be cool. All right, so we're gonna get rid of that. I really screwed up on that link. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna fix this one. I'm gonna fix this. This is just not acceptable. Not acceptable. So we have Love K. We have Bessimilian Lol or O. Okay, I'm not sure what that is supposed to come out as, but I want to welcome you guys to the channel. We still have with new subscribers and stuff, we still have like the 200 person draw. We didn't do it the other day in our last stream. I guess people weren't aware of what was happening or be able to kind of set it up. But we're gonna do a live stream. I will do a live stream for that one, and it'll be just a quick maybe we might even get it done at the end of the show today, like towards the end of the stream. We'll maybe having that draw for that live 30-minute reading with me on whatever your questions or your desire or what guidance you need for the time being. and I would be happy to share that with you guys. So one lucky subscriber can win that 30-minute reading. We may do it later today, depending on how many people stick around. So if you want, stick around for a few of the readings. We're going to do a couple readings today, and we're going to, channel some information for you guys. And we're going to go from there. So we are going, as soon as I get this figured out here. Am I lagging at all, you guys? Because it seems slow on my side. Okay, so we have Patty. So everybody's just popping in. It's great to see you guys. We're really glad that you guys are here. So we're going to start with Savannah Ross, if you're still here. I'm not going to follow a list today. It's whatever ones that I see that I'm drawn to. Whatever spirit makes me look at, who is basically who's going to get the readings today. So yeah, so put this away. That's later information. I'm going to pop that over here. Oh, my nose. I got to blow my nose. Hang on, you guys. My nose is just running. Pollen and everything are just not my friend today. All right, so we're going to start with Savannah Ross. If you can repost your question, please, because I can't scroll all the way back up to the top because there's a lot of comments. So if you can just, when I say your name and I'll give you time to answer, repost the question and I'll start the reading. Oh, okay. So let's get back to it here. Okay, so Savannah Ross, if you're here, repost your question. Let's see. So you guys want to repost your questions, that would be fine. And whichever ones I'm drawn to, I will do. Patty, we are looking to move into a new home. Do you see that happening? And if so, when? Okay, so let's see what's going on for you, Patty. We're going to do yours. See what's going on for Patty in regards to the new move. We get like a time frame, and we also get things going in regards to the move. One more card for the outcome, please. What's going on for Patty with this move? If there's a move coming up, it's in the works. If it's on hold, what is the best direction for her? I had a card flip over. Okay. Okay, so we got your 4 cards here, Patty. That's what okay, so let me just get my stuff organized over here. Just gonna light another incense stick. There's some energy. Wow, that reading that I just did was really emotional at the end. It was really, really emotional. Really, really emotional. I haven't had an emotional reading like that in a long, long time. But just the humbleness that you get from them, and just, it's just unsurmountable. Like, to get overwhelmed with emotion like that, it's something else. It really is something else. To feel that intensity it's just, wow. And it's great, it's I feel like I'm being kind of self-absorbed for a minute there, but it's really an emotional experience when you're dealing with the other side. It really is. Okay, so what's going on for you? Well, I feel like you guys are making inquiries. I feel like the inquiries are being made. Like your foundation, you're wanting to build a new foundation. So you definitely are having a move come forward. Like, you're wanting to have this desire, so making it, your reality, and your focus and your intent. But I feel like you guys are kind of like not settled on the idea of what you want. Like, there's just too much confusion around it. Like, there's not any solid foundation being, kind of developed right now. It's like you're in the middle of an ocean building a foundation on like water, and you're just kind of going with the flow. But you need to start thinking about the details, right? The move is fine. Everything is going to happen the way it's supposed to, but you have to start focusing on the details that you want to implement into this move. The type of house you want to live in, the type of features you want in your home, and being very detailed, because you may end up into a home that you just, you're not really keen on, but you took it just because. Don't do that. you're going to be unhappy. So don't just settle for whatever is convenient. Take your time, make sure it's what you want, make sure, you know, everything that you require for your home is set in and in place. Feel like there's going to be some miscommunication though. There's going to be, it's not going to be heard. So make sure that you're dealing with somebody that's paying attention to what you want, not just showing you homes because it's going to make their fivefold bigger. You know what I mean? Just for this is an investment you're making, right? You know, so you want to make sure that you're in a home that's making you happy, you're keeping your energy balanced, whether you're buying the home or whether you're renting, but you're going to make the inquiries, and you may end up going through a second person. Like there may be somebody else that you may find this home through a word of mouth. So maybe a friend knows a friend of a friend that's got a place for rent. You know, so keep those options open. That may be, you know, a way that you're going to find your home is through word of mouth, or somebody that knows somebody else, right? Is what I'm seeing. You're going to have a lot of options available to you. But there's going to be one that's almost like it's an elusive home, you know, like it's like your dream home, like everything you want, but you're just not sure if you can afford it. Okay, so make sure that your finances are really calculated to what you can afford, and if you can like splurge a little bit extra, then by all means, I think that'll make, you know, the opportunities, it won't have to be such a blanketed feeling like you're not feeling limited. Because I think right now you're feeling limited in your decisions or what your options are available. But if you can kind of open up that option a little bit more, I think that you'll find that, you know, spending that extra few dollars a month, if you can afford to, only if you can afford to. I'm not saying go out and just lavishly spend $2,000 a month on a place or payments a month. Being look into, you know, the options that you may find that just that extra, you know, little bit of money a month that you're going to spend on the payment a month can open up a lot more options for you. As far as the time frame, let's see what's going on for a time frame. And we even had temperance show up for this. I think that the partner, you know, if you're in a relationship with this, I think that asking advice on this, getting people's input as to it, I don't think this is a decision you should make solely on your own. I think you should ask for input on recommendations and stuff. Maybe even talk to family members like your father, or, you know, somebody that's a little bit more experienced in taking on the responsibilities of owning a home. And this is what I'm saying. I'm feeling like this is like owning your own place. You know, and I think there's people that have your best interest at heart that are going to give you some solid information as far as how to go about this. What is the best route for you to take? That's going to give you insight, not to hinder you, but to make sure that you're aware of things that are going on. And then we have the Hermit. So making sure that you know what you're doing, like make sure that everything is the way you want it. So making sure you're going internally and saying, okay, well, I'm not going to settle unless I have this, this, and this, and really figure out what you want, and making sure that, you know, this move, because you may not be the person that doesn't like moving, like, you know, making sure that this move kind of goes, you know, smoothly. You know, so options, seek advice, word of mouth, but the foundation will be built. You will build a strong foundation, but you're in transition. You're just trying to figure out if this is something you want to do now. My best guess for you would be, hang on here. The other thing you want to remember when you get into numerology, thinking about the home number, right? Doing your angel numbers around it, you know, finding out the number of the home, if it's going to work balance for you. There's a fabulous lady on YouTube, and I've actually watched her videos because I'm learning more numerology as we go. But I came across her videos, and she talks about house numbers, like 0 to 9, the numbers that, you know, if you have like a 4-digit house number, you add all the numbers together, just like in numerology, and then you take the last numbers. So say your house is, like for my house, is 8809. So it'd be 16 and 9 is 25. So that would end up being a 7. So 7 homes are, you know, very balanced for me to have, right? 7 is one of my numbers. You know, so finding out the numerology, like the energy base for the home, because there is a lot of energy. There's the energy that was made when the house was constructed, that sits with the home, Like you have house guardians, you have house energy, that you do not ever take house energy from a current residence. So whatever energy you move in and experience there, it cannot leave that house. It cannot transition to the new house, because if you're having, bad luck there, or you're having bad energy happening around there, that you're just feeling really drained all the time, you want to leave that energy and find somebody that's more balanced for that energy, right? So always being in check with that. There's a lot, energy fields that, sometimes people aren't suited for, that end up causing problems for people, because they're not suited to be in that energy. So it's something you might want to investigate or better understand it. So I would say, just from a guess of things, I would say this summertime would be a good time for you to make the move. Like, not making a harsh decision right away, but making sure that you remain neutral on all the options, and then kind of weed them down once you have say you want to pick 5 houses out of 10 that you were shown, and you gradually wean it down to the one that you like the most. And if you have other options come in, allow those options to come in, because it may be something that you want, right? So never stay stuck in one option. Open it up, make sure you have that word of mouth though, because I feel that somebody around you is going to end up helping you find that, or they're going to end up knowing something that's going to have that place that you really want, that's going to be everything that you desired, right? And it might be a good energy fit for you. Okay? All right, so Savannah Ross, I'm here, guys. Okay, so sorry, my phone died. Hey, Savannah, you can you ask your question? I'll pop into you quickly here and see what's going on. But for that reading was for your move. I wish you all the best with your move. Okay, so Savannah, what is your question, my girl? What's going on for you? What is your clarification? Okay, so let's just go back up. So Patty, that was your reading. Hopefully you guys, if there's any clarification or more clarification that you need, once you've kind of had that resonate with you or figure that out where that fits, if there's another question you want to ask, by all means you can ask it a little bit later, and we can pull another card, because the energy may change. It might be a little bit more connection for you. Okay, hang on here. Sorry. Not a lot of traffic in this alley here. Everybody's going everywhere. It's so busy. Okay, so Savannah, what is your question? Did we go over this with you, or who was that with? I'm sure it was with you that we had that. I think we did yours last time, didn't we? Because things are feeling like they're changing, or you're just not feeling connected. Okay, let's see what's going on here for you. You have to understand that, right? From, I believe, the last time we talked, allowing him to have the space to focus on what he needs to focus on, right? So let's see what's going on for you. Oh, you want updates? Okay, so let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on with William for you. Let's see what's going on for you and William. Okay. Oops. Let's see what's going on for you. Oop. You want that one? All right. Okay, so you want an outcome card, please, to Spirit. Updates and outcomes, please. Let's see what's going on. So realigning your relationship. I'll leave the outcome card face down. Um, finding that there's a bit of imbalance. That the universe is trying to keep it in balance. And being, in the situation that you are, he's being where he is, and it sometimes gets to be difficult. Excuse me. Let's see what else is going on. So spending a lot of time looking within yourself is what you're doing. And maybe that, the overindulgence in worrying a lot about situations that you have no control over might not be doing you any good. Meaning that, if there's nothing to worry about, then don't worry. If there's a reason to worry, then worry. But I don't feel that I think you're kind of looking too much internally at the situation. So you're overthinking it, you're over-evaluating it and worried that you might be disconnecting. But it's not so much the disconnect, it's what his focus is having to be attained to, right? His focus is basically on his training, where he's stationed. But I'm getting the feeling that he's asking you to relocate. That the opportunity for relocation is going to come through for you, right? Like just not feeling in balance, not in touch with, you might be getting too in touch with your feelings and allowing your feelings to take over control of the situation. So you're overthinking, you're over evaluating, you're going too much inside and feeling the emotional part, where sometimes that emotion is not what needs to be seen or heard. So maybe stop overthinking things, stop worrying about them so much. But I think there could be even a possibility of just letting things go for now, letting things just rest, not being over zealous on having an answer. That definitive answer sometimes isn't what you need. It's just, having that feeling of, I'm complete, I'm okay, I can handle being in this relationship, and being, accepting of your own position first and foremost before, if you can't handle it, then you should really reevaluate it. Reevaluate your position, reevaluate what you want from a relationship. If this is not the thing that you want, which I don't think it is. I think you're wanting this relationship, but you might be pushing it too hard, right? You know what I mean? Don't push it too hard. Just let things kind of chill, come across as, kind of more chilled, more relaxed, more laid back, more, not being all, oh, I gotta know this, I gotta know this. Like, why, honey? Why? Don't ask the why questions. The why questions are just like, well, we do have the Empress in reverse. See, the dependence on others, to be dependent on, having those now answers aren't going to do you any favors. Allowing people to, truly allow their feelings to grow. I would hate for you to get into a situation where, you get your heart broken a few weeks later. So I would allow this to develop into something. He may be standoffish because he doesn't want to bring you into a relationship that could be very stressful on you, situations that could be stressful on you. He may feel that you're not ready quite yet for it, and just trying to feel his way around the relationship. I think is what's going on. Like, I think you would end up signing up your own demise of this relationship not completing if you are too attached to it already. I think that could be a downfall for you in this relationship, being too attached. Circumstances are that you cannot be too attached in a situation. You can be like attached emotionally and mentally, but physically you can't be. So you have to just kind of take it easy. Like, don't rush. Don't, put yourself all out there, and then, he turns around and says, I can't handle this. You're just too needy. So the neediness, I think you should slow down, right? Slow it down. I'm just saying, slow it down. He's not wanting to go immediately bang like this. Okay, he's more like, he wants to feel it out. He wants to know that somebody, like I said last time, he wants to know somebody's really there for the long haul, not just for a wham bam, relationship, just to say that I'm in a relationship with, because a lot of people get into relationships because they're a convenience. They're, an ego booster, arm candy. They're emotionally fulfilling physically and mentally, when it's fulfilling you 100%, then you should get into the relationship. But if it's not completing you right now, I would allow those feelings to, get to know the person, get to know them and experience them for what they are. Like they say, you never know anybody until you move in with them. There may be things that he may do right now that totally piss you off, and you have to be accepting of that, or understand why it's being done, or if you want to be vocal about it and say, it really annoys me when you do that, and just kind of keep your position where you're strong, independent, confident, not really needing to have to be in a relationship just to be in a relationship because you're needing something, you're feeling an empty void from somewhere else, it's not being completed, so you're attaching yourself to this because it's something you want, but it's not 100% what you want, is what I'm feeling. I think that you need to realign yourself to, really evaluating this relationship, if this is really something that you want. Because I feel that you're wanting it, but you're not 100% there either. You're not 100%. You're getting attached, and that's easy to do, to attach yourself to something. That's an easy thing to do. It's, are you attaching yourself for the right reasons? For yourself to be fully situational with him. You know what I mean? Like he's stationed somewhere else. You got to ask your question. If things got serious, what is the next move? Obviously, he's going to ask you to transition and be with him. Wherever he goes, you go at a drop of a dime, right? So take the time to be patient. Kick yourself in the ass or pinch yourself every time you're thinking about him. You want to talk to him, and you want this, you want that. Allow it to just flow, because you can't always get everything just snap, snap, snap. And maybe that's the lesson that, like the healing, just be internal with yourself and say, okay, am I ready to give 110% to this relationship? You may be telling yourself now, but after reevaluating, going within and really working with your emotions and what your needs are, not your wants, because you'll always be given what you need, but this is a desire. I feel that this relationship is based on desire, not on the mental, physical, emotional attachment. I think this is just a desire of yours right now. Personally, that's what I think that you're going through, is desiring it, because it's unattainable. So now you're chasing it because you want to attain it. It's something that it's challenging for you to actually have this happen. Once you end up getting into the relationship, you may end up turning around and saying, no, I don't want it. So, which is why maybe he's kind of reluctant to say it. You know what I mean? So, you got to really evaluate the reasons behind this. Is this just because you want to? What is it about his qualities? What are the downfalls that you're not looking at, or the total sync with that person, right? So that's what I feel with you. I think you should just slow things down, take your time, get to know this person, and make sure that it's everything that you want. Because him looking for a lifetime partner that's going to be there, you can feel connected to him. That's nothing, but I think there's something that's missing there. I think there's something that's going on for you that you're missing. Personally, I don't feel that, this is what you want. I don't feel that. I think it's just something that's filling something that you're needing now, right? Right? But you do have the Lover's card pop up. That just came out now, so you have the opportunity for this. But without patience and stepping back and just allowing him to do what he's going to do without control, and letting go of that control of having to have everything, set in stone, and everything has to go a certain way. Step back and say, okay, I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to let it flow the way it's going to flow. I'll be at his convenience because of his position. And if that kind of makes things a little easier, then by all means try a different approach, because I don't think the one that you're working with right now is going to benefit you. Okay? Right? So it doesn't mean that you can't go out and be social with people. I think that, there's something that's lacking somewhere else that he's filling, right? So that's why that attachment, that need to be around it, right? You're very welcome, Savannah. So I think you should just focus on, just keep going and doing your thing. Things work out. Make him chase you for a little while. Make him kind of question, oh, okay, well, because you can't be too convenient for a person, right? You might be too convenient. He might say, well, why is she just like there at my beck and call? And he may get comfortable with that, and you might get into that rut of having to be his convenience every time he needs you. That's when you go to him. You know what I mean? He should be able to, you need him, so you want to draw him towards you. So trying to relax a bit and just kind of, not saying you're pushing your away, but ease up on the connection a little bit. You know what I mean? Especially with long distance relationships, you can't have, the person physically, so it's very difficult. Okay, so Love K, what is coming for me in regards with my love life? Okay, so let's see what's going on for Love K now. Well, feminine cards. I should pull out my other dark, and not meaning in a bad way, like not bad messages, but I think there's a lot of reflection that needs to be recognized that people are too scared to look at. So the fear card comes out, feeling like people are too fearful of taking that leap of faith. So I'm gonna pull my other ones out here after this one here for Love K. Who's pushing you into having a love life? Like, are you feeling that it's a need because everybody else has got a relationship and you're just kind of left on, um, on the side burner because everybody seems to be in happy relationships and moving forward with new love and everything? I don't feel that that's what you need. I think what you need to is focus on, employment, your work. I think is taking up a lot of your time, so that your opportunities for new love are going to be diminished, right? So focusing less on not saying focus less on work, but reevaluate your overworkness, like working too much, right? Like you just pay too much attention to the detail. It's like sculpting that desirable man that you've got printed in your mind, but settling for less. Settling because he's got 9 out of the 10 traits, but you want the perfect. Um, you know, I feel that there is energy working in your favor. You do have the crow showing up for a spirit animal for me, so mystical, using more magic with yourself, desiring, manifestation of a person that you desire. But make sure you have the good and the bad, right? Because you're not going to get 100% good person that's going to be, perfect. You're going to have some of those. What ones are you willing to accept? Say if they, leave their stinky socks after they get off work at the front door and they stink up your house, is that something you're going to be able to handle, over a period of time? You might settle for it, but over a period of time, just like with Savannah, you're going to get too comfortable in that. And then it's just going to one day go off like a light bulb that you didn't look at, right? Speaking from my experience, I've been in relationships where, I liked the guy because he was good looking. It was all vanity based. It wasn't based on the connection part or who the person was. It was all based on the vain part, the arm candy and having a good looking guy. It is an important thing to be attracted to someone, be physically attracted. But I was basically basing all my relationships on the physical attraction, and then the person is empty inside. They just didn't have any energy, or they didn't have, any life in them. Right? So paying attention to what your wants are as well as your needs, right? Are things going to be met that you need to be accountable, right? So that's what I mean. You're looking for something that you have to pay more attention to the detail, the seriousness, the detail, the Eight of Pentacles plan, paying attention to those details and manifesting and being aware of what you really desire, desiring that and using that, in the manifestation, not settling for anything less. You're not hearing it. You don't want anything but perfectness. We don't live in a perfect world, so attaining perfectness, you might let yourself down, but, having the good and the bad, nobody's perfect. Everybody has, little quirks that annoy people, but what is your annoyance level going to be, right? So, I'm going to pull a couple more cards. I want to see who you're connecting with, or the type of person that you're going to connect with. Let's see what type of person you're going to connect with. What qualities, what traits. Oh, and then we have the Two of Swords pop out again on the masculine deck. So this person definitely wants somebody that's going to be strong, independent, and, speaks their mind, right? That has a voice, that can stand on their own 2 feet. That's not going to be needing them. That's not like a needy person. So, they're not going to, they want somebody that's going to demand them, that's going to want to be around them. They're going to want to be needed, but not overly needed. You know what I mean? The person that you're connecting is also feeling the same way, that, they're just there. In relationships are just there. It's almost like the overgrowth. You've sat so long in the forest that the bushes are overgrowing. Like, you're just tired of being overgrown and what is the word? Over needed, constrained, restricted, like somebody's choking you, like controlling too much, you know, and basically has their hand out for whatever they need. They'll just take it, you know. And that's all that he's used to. He's a king energy, like he's a very strong person and very spiritual, and everything is going good for them, but they're tired of that handout, handout, handout. You know, what else can I give you? You know, like they basically have taken all that they need, but it's all on a materialistic base feeling, right? They're just materialistic people, right? And that's maybe what he's getting tired of, is materialistic people being part of his relationships and just not being appreciated for what he's doing on a energy level base, right? So, you know, you're definitely connecting with someone. You're definitely connecting with that energy. You know, this is a person sees you the same way. They want, you know, what's best, and you know, something that's, call it as it is. Yourself to demand the time that's most quality for you, right? For quality for both of you, not just for the materialistic things that this person can offer you. It's not based on material, right? Excuse me, one second, I had to blow my nose here again. Sorry guys, allergies are killing me here. So I'm feeling that there's a water energy that you're connecting with, or someone that has water in their cards. Let's see. It could be even a Libra energy, like a Libra, or even a Virgo, right? Libra energy, because we do have the Queen of Swords, which is Virgo and Libra energy, but we also have the King of Pentacles. So, you know, it could be the overall person though could be an Aries, is what I'm thinking, and they could have like Virgo or Libra in their chart as well. Let's see, on the outcome card, like this person is going to end up waiting for the right connection, right? The connection that they're desiring is very similar to yours. Not 100% connected yet. I feel that, you know, the connection is beginning. Like you're starting to manifest this connection with this person. You may end up hearing, you know, it's almost like you're connected with this person. You can hear them, but you just can't physically see them yet, right? You know there's a connection out there, and there is a connection. Whether this person is willing to come forward on it, but I think he's patiently waiting to make sure that it's something that he feels is a good vibe. So sending the good vibes to this person that's connecting with you, you know, opening that connection up for that person to be drawn to you and not block it. You know, I think is the best way to approach that situation with this person. You know, but you do have a lot of masculine energy coming through. So this person is definitely in touch with who they are. They know what they want. They know who they are. They're very confident. They're very sure of themselves. Like they're not over ego based. Like they're not arrogant or anything, but they're very confident. They have a lot of confidence, and they know that they have the values, they have the morals, they have the respect, they have all the things that make them a person. They're very aware of, and they're very complete as a person. They want something that's similar in the same way, that is very confident, very, you know, moving in a direction that's going to best suit him, you know, as a partnership, not as individuals and what you guys can attain from each other, but somebody that can work with and stand beside him, not in front of him, not above him, not below him. They want somebody that's going to stand beside them and not, you know, make demands that, you know, things are unattainable. There may even be, you know, a connection, seeking the information. Like both sides are seeking information. He's seeking information on the best way to meet up with this person. So maybe he's going on the journey and saying, how can I find the person that's meant for me, right? Definitely is going and looking for the information. So this could be like, you could end up meeting them, you know, getting this connection through, you know, like a dating site, you know, where you connect with people, you make this connection. This is how this connection is going to happen. You aren't going to physically be together. Like this could be like a electronic communications going on between the two of you. So say like you could end up meeting this person through a dating site or digital, like electronic communication. I definitely feel like there's a third person, but there is a different, like there's something that's bringing that connection together. Like, you know, how dating sites, they bring two people together. There's something in the middle there that's going to draw you guys together. So like, say like through a dating site or you know, like a matchmaker kind of thing. even though they don't have to be a matchmaker, but somebody that's going to draw you into that connection. That's going to be that foundation for that connection to happen, right? That's what I'm feeling. Yeah, so this person is definitely connected. They want the similar attributes and qualities that you're seeking. So you have to draw on that connection, open that connection up, open it full wide, and look for that third party kind of thing that's going to bring you together, like that last screw in that your perfect little dream situation that's going to bring that connection, like open it up, right? There is someone out there for you. There's somebody that's wanting the same qualities. So I'm feeling like they could be through a dating site, like communication through even like like even Facebook has this new thing where you can get a dating site. They have like a dating communication, but checking out those options, you may end up finding the person that has those qualities and get to know somebody that way. I think it's almost like looking at someone's shadow and saying, oh, I like the way that looks, and then investigating it more, getting closer to seeing the details of everything, like getting an idea of what kind of guy you want, and you get to see like numerous amount of profiles, and you say, oh yeah, I like that guy's eyes, I like those eyes, I like that hair, I like them, and you kind of build them, you kind of build the physical part of the person, but I think that you haven't even sat down to figure that part out, right? You're just wanting something, and right now you're working at you've got the cast of a man, but the details now have to be finally chiseled out for what you want, and that's in their attitude, their physical, their mental state, all these things. And there's a lot to go through. Like you have like a 1,000 item checklist, and you want to meet at least 99.2 992 of them out of that 1,000, and then you have the other ones that aren't the greatest traits, but you'll kind of, okay, I can handle that shit. Like messy socks, or throws his pants on, changes it for his pajamas and throws his pants on the floor. Is that something, like just those little ones that can be anal, but you look past them and say, hey, it's just the way the person is. That's the way that they function. That's what works for them, right? We can always change the qualities of a person and put them on a different path or a better direction, right? So I would give it a shot, being detailed in what you want and the type of person that you do want, right? So we are going to go and do I feel green. Don't forget, you guys need to like and subscribe to the channel to get like the live updates, live streaming when it does happen. I usually try to do live streamings at least definitely once a week, once or twice a week. If time allots more, then I would be happy to. But by the time I do like 5 or 6 readings, I'm already like I look at the time. I did my energy reading for the month. I did the photo reading for one of our subscribers. If you want to have the opportunities for your photo to be read on a live stream, then email it to shamanme333@gmail.com, and I will be happy to pull from those subscribers for the week somebody that can have their photo read. Load some of them. I haven't decided yet on that, but if you guys want to send questions or whatever, then I can even do it anonymously. For whoever it is meant for. So gratitude, joy. I'm Aquarius. Will there be a reconciliation with your Capricorn this year? Do you want reconciliation? Or is this just because it's a comfortable situation for you to be in? Let's see. Why so many people want to stay in the old? Like there's so many opportunities out there. Everybody just wants to stay with things that are comfortable. Letting go of that comfortability for a lot of people is very difficult. You're definitely desiring the reconciliation, but I don't think the connection is mutual. I think that you might end up being hurt in the long run from the reconciliation happening. I think this person has different intentions, has his focus on something else, and it's not on a relationship. It's what he can, it's almost like he's looking for something that's going to build his ego, like just wants all the focus on him. I don't feel this person is ready for a relationship where there has to be focus taken off them. They want to be the center of attention, which comes through as, very stubborn-minded, very self-absorbed. I'm feeling this person can be very self-absorbed and just, they have a lot to give, and they only give it when they feel it's necessary to give. Okay, so when the benefit is there to give, then they'll give it. But I don't feel that if it's an inconvenience for them to give, they won't give. Okay, so it's based on what is a convenience to them and what's good to them, and if they feel like they want to give it, maybe. We'll see. You know what I mean? And I think that you'll be waiting for that completion of the relationship. You'll be constantly sitting, like you have everybody's going to the ball and you're still waiting to get asked, kind of thing, right? I think that you'll spend a lot of time waiting. You won't be satisfied. You'll continue down the same route that you went before, where you're just, he'll appease you. He'll give you gifts just to get you kind of off his back about things, right? Not always wanting to entertain your ideas or entertain what your thoughts are, or to give you any validation in the relationship. But he's requiring validation from you constantly. Like it's to build and boost his ego and his, self-inflated ego that he's, kind of built himself up, So I think just staying away from that would be probably in your best interest. Staying away from that self-inflated, I'm all this kind of attitude, and you being just, just there because it's convenient, it's comfortable, it's, you don't feel like you're moving in a direction of anywhere, right? You're going to become complacent again. So I don't feel that this relationship is going to end up taking you anywhere. I think it's going to sit there and it's just going to be the same thing over again. You're going to be waiting to be asked to the ball. He's got tickets in his pocket and you're just kind of waiting, and he ends up leaving you at home because he forgot all about you and has to rush back to get you. You know what I mean? He's gone to the ball and totally forgot you sitting, on the curb with your gorgeous dress on, and he just drove away, just not even thinking about you even opening the door or anything, that you were actually coming. You know what I mean? Like his focus won't be on you 100%. He won't be focused on you at all. It's whatever is, going to build him up, not as a unit, but individual. He's a very individual person and self-absorbed. So your definite dreams and hopes of anything happening, it's not going to happen. You're going to still be sitting there, waiting for Prince Charming to come out, and that's not a place to sit. It's not, right? But I think he's we do have some humbleness going on, but I think he's more whatever he can give that's going to benefit him. Like he has ulterior motive energy going about him. He gives but expects something. Always expects something in return. Always has to have, well, I did this for you. I can, you did this for me, and it's like, well, you did this for me, so what? I did this for you, and I expect this. You know what I mean? Very, very domineering energy, right? I think he's too focused on that. The gratification that he receives from being a giving person. He has very high expectations, or he's going to expect more than what is reasonably acquired or attainable, right? He used to be humble. No, people change. Circumstances and situations. Okay, let me write that down for you, Toby. I think it's just circumstances. I think he just wants to enjoy. I think he's attained an ego. I don't think that you created it for him. Let's pull some cards from the feminine deck and see if the connection is there for you. I'm not feeling that it was you. I think it was just circumstances surrounding him right now. Oh, there you go. So he's doing the same thing. He's on the other side going, well, I expect this, and I'm just going to wait. Feeling like he's forever waiting. So you may have been instigating some of it, and maybe that's kind of developed into that, right? So he's kind of, you're expecting to treat him like this. This is what was past, okay? And the present was you weren't focusing on the details. You were distracted. You weren't, paying attention to what was really in front of you at the time. This could very well have been the person that you had pictured in your mind, but there was things that just didn't jive. Like the details just didn't work for you. Let's see what other cards come up for you. You could have been very demanding on him. You know, we have the Queen of Swords not taking enough time for you. We do have the Lover's card, so there was definitely a connection there that you had with him, but I think that connection's kind of dwindled out. A lot of you guys didn't really conflict. You didn't have like a lot of conflict going on, so there wasn't really any real fight going on to keep that relationship going. Like there was no direction in it. You were kind of, your paths were crossed, but there was no desire to remain in it. Like it just wasn't going anywhere for either one of you. You know, it was like there was always distractions within the relationship too. On your side, you felt like that everything was just kind of too distracted to be focused on the relationship in itself. Right. So I think there's some guilt going on your side. I feel that, you know, if you could go back and turn back time and change things, that you would. And there's not really anything you could change. You can approach it with a changed attitude and see if he's willing to come around. Because we do have the Lover's card on your side. You really do want the reconciliation. You want to be part of his life. It wasn't. See, and on this side, I'm getting the energy of him coming here, and he's like, I'm not being appreciated. I'm not being even recognized for the qualities that I have. Is the energy that I'm getting from that. So you may recognize it now, but I think at the time you didn't recognize it. It wasn't being noticed and, you know, being held accountable. So he's just kind of gone into his own little world and just says, I'm going to do for me what I should have done, kind of energy, right? Like I think you're reviewing it a lot and saying, you know, if I could have done this differently, if I could have done that differently. And I don't think you should be feeling like that. I think you guys had a good connection, right? You did have the Lover's card come out, but I think there was too much distraction going on for the both of you at the time. Whether reconnection happens, I think he's not really focused on that. But if he was, you know, sat down and discussed it with him, I think you'd be surprised to find out that, you know, he wanted to be more appreciated. If you could show that more appreciation and be more, you know, noticeable of his value, not as what he can do materialistically, but as he can be as a human being, I think you would benefit. You would reap the rewards from it. You know, you could also have been way too in control of things, wanting to have the control and not releasing control. You wanted everything to happen in a certain way, everything, you know, that you were programmed to think, right? You didn't allow for any, you know, kind of veering off track and take the scenic route last minute. You know what I mean? Like no spontaneity, no release of control. So allowing him to take the driver's seat, you know, instead of, you know, you driving all the time. I would just sit back and relax and enjoy the ride once in a while, right? Is what I'm feeling. Right? So sit back and enjoy the ride. You know, I think that's where, you know, you should have focused a little bit more, but you could end up reigniting it. But so long as you understand, you know, and being accountable for where you went wrong in it, or, you know, being accountable for, you know, and forgiving yourself. You know, you can't hold on to it and say, I feel guilt because I did this, I should have done this differently. You can't keep beating yourself up over it, right? Allow yourself to feel it, live with it, understand why you did it. You know, is it because you were raised that way, or is it because the influence around people that you hang out with normally, are they the same way? Do they do that? You know, where did you pick the trait up from for being like that? If it's something that you want to keep, then by all means keep it. If you don't want to keep it, then let it go. Let it go and heal from it, right? If you want to revamp yourself, revamp your style, like I said, the energy reading, revamping, you know, changes, you know, doing that spring cleaning of the emotional and the physical and mental space that we always go through, you know, just changing things up a bit, you know, get out of the, you know, driving down that same path and take that scenic route, man. You know, you might run into something different, you know, but staying complacent and living in the past is not going to bring you into, you know, anything good, right? Experiences is what it's about. You have to experience life. You have to experience people, you know, whether they are relationships that are intimate or whether they are relationships that aren't intimate and they're just like friendship based. I got hair flying out everywhere here. What's going on? That are friendship based. Appreciate them, right? you know, and just have that and be accountable, you know, to you for now, right? Silvery Gray, you're always coming and getting free readings. When are you going to make some donations? I don't mind doing readings, but you know, I do them, and I also, you know, like to make a living at doing them. You know, so if you guys want to come here and get free readings, and you're here all the time asking me for free readings, it's not going to happen. And I'm just being straight up with you. You know, there's other people that are new to reading done. And if I have regular subscribers coming here 24/7 asking every time I go live stream to do free readings, you know, I might as well, you know, put myself on a street corner and just have a sign in front of me saying free readings. Okay, so what are you feeling? The important thing that you want to focus on? Spring cleaning, okay? The spring cleaning has begun. Time for the spring cleaning to take effect. Okay, so what do we have? Oh. Are you recently out of a relationship? I feel like there was a breakup. You could have been suffering from a loss of a relationship going on. I feel this person is not pining over you though. You know, like he's not going to be waiting for you to make a U-turn to come back for him. Like he's not going to be there when you expect him to be, and you might be hoping for that. You're wanting to be the chaser, and he doesn't want to run. Okay. You know, a different perspective that you thought that you knew, you might want to reevaluate it, right? This is for Feel Green. I'm just picking randomly out of the list. Whatever is in front of me at the chat at the time, I'm just picking it. I don't have a moderator to control a list, and I'm not going to be doing much longer. I'm going to do maybe one more reading after this, so whoever happens to be there when I look up, then they'll get the reading. It all depends on what Spirit wants, the messages that need to come through. So I feel like, you know, this connection that you had, it could have been a breakup of a relationship. It could be somebody, you know, the connection that you had with somebody, whether it be a friend or someone. But I'm feeling that it's a relationship-based one that could have recently came to an end. That, you know, you might be reevaluating. But I don't think this person's going to stand around waiting for you to come to your senses, I guess. Like, they've done the dance, they've done everything they could, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't, didn't feel like it was satisfying to you on your side. You weren't perceiving it as satisfaction. And that's why I got a lot of sadness today when I was meditating there. I was feeling like there's a lot of completion against somebody's will. Like, you didn't want it to end, but it had to end. You had to just let it go and just let it be what it was meant to be, right? Is what I'm getting. I'm picking up a lot of that lately. Like, there's a lot of people that, you know, are just tired of being in that, you know, certain circumstance, and that circumstance is just repeating like a record over and over. It's just like, you know, you play a record on your record player, for those that had record players back in the day, and it's just at the end of the record, it's just like going round and round and round and round and round and round, and there's nothing being created. There's no music, there's nothing coming out of it. So now it's time for that to be closed out. Whether you want to start something new and you're feeling like you want to walk away from this relationship, this could also be like you want to walk away from a relationship, you want to walk into something new. You want something, you know, to bring the life back into you, right? It's Feel Green's turn, right? So I'm feeling that, you know, things are just like hard, right? It's very difficult when you're tired of going around in circles and just not feeling like you're in the roundabout, the traffic circle, and you're just going round and round and deciding which one you want to take. Instead of listening to your intuition, you should have taken that one, and then you're just like, well, maybe I'll wait for a little longer, you know. Oh, now's the time to go, and you don't go. Okay, so you're gonna do it again until, you know, the perfect time comes, and then you don't go again. You know what I mean? Like, you're just staying stuck in that roundabout and you're not going anywhere. So maybe that feeling of not going anywhere, you have to change it up a bit um, before you walk out of this or disconnect from it, because I feel like this person still wants a connection with you, still wants to be in this relationship, and they will fight for it. You know, they're very happy with what they have. They're very happy with you, right? So it's not always about, you know, what your perception of the relationship is might be misinterpreted. But I think there needs to be some more communication as to what is really going on, right? You know, getting a different perspective of things. There's not really a whole lot that needs to be perceived, but the change of perspective isn't what is needed. I think it's sticking in, digging your heels in, and changing it, not running away at this first sign of trouble. Okay. Let's see. So I think digging your heels in. I don't think it's time to quit. I don't think it's time to throw the towel in and just say done with it, because I feel that this person, but they're not going to chase you. If you're expecting this relationship to end and they're going to chase you because you want excitement, find another way to do it. Because breaking up and completing this because you're not getting what you want is very childlike energy that you're dealing with yourself, and reevaluating why you want to run. Like, why are you running? Like, why do you want to end this? Is what I'm wondering. I don't feel that it's complete. I don't feel that the other person is ready to let go. I don't think that, you know, they're done. You know, they're going to take it and, you know, hang on to it. I think if you were to cut this relationship off, that would be completion. Like, you would never end up seeing this person again. You would never have communication with them. You would never have anything with them anymore. Like, it's like one shot, stick it in, let's figure it out, let's work at it, let's figure out the problems. Whatever the problems are, we can find a solution to it, is where I feel this person is. I feel this person is very good at being a solution, solving problems, not running away from them. Okay. So the Ace of Wands. Okay, so yeah, so again, you know, Ace of Wands, that doesn't have to be a connection. If it's over, then it's over. Cut and dry. You know, this person isn't the type that's gonna, you know, ponder about anything, right? In the Death card. So either you're gonna end it, or you're gonna continue it, or something's closing out within the relationship, right? You're trying to get a different perspective on things. Maybe just expressing that, saying, I just need a little bit of time to be figuring out where I want to go with this. What kind of options do we have? You know, putting your 2 cents in and not just shutting down. You know, because Temperance is working hard. They're trying to find the balance within the relationship. They're trying to make this work. They're trying to get everything to, you know, to work out. They really have a desire to be with you. But if you want it to end, it will end. And it'll be over. It's done, complete, nothing more. That's it. That's all there is. That's all there is to write about. Okay? You know, taking a different way of things, you know, seeking advice from others, seeking advice from somebody that is more experienced, more knowledgeable, somebody that has that idea of, you know, wait a minute, oh, hang on here. So let's just kind of rewind, you know what I mean? Let's try to figure this out. Let's come to a solution together. So wherever this relationship, whether it be a love thing, we do have the Two of Cups, so I feel that this is a love connection for you. The other person is trying to make it work. It's trying to, you know, not give up at the first sign of trouble. Okay? But, you know, if it's over, it's over. You know, it's the way that I look at it. If you really want it to be over, then, you know, okay, there's nothing I can do to keep you here. You know, they'll let go. And they have no problem doing that. You know, they may hurt for a little while, but they will get over it really, really fast. So Phil Green, that's what I'd say. My suggestion is stick it out. You know, if you can figure out a way to get around this and be in communication with this person to come to a solution, or to expand it into a more solid relationship, by all means, give it an opportunity. Give it all you've got. I don't feel that this is going to be shut out, but if you want it to end, you won't have the option to have a reconciliation at all. You know, they'll move on. You know, you either stick it in, you dig your heels in and get through whatever it is you're going through, um, with support, by all means, find the support or the advice of someone. But I think this person is wanting to dig their heels in too. They're not going to let go, right? Um, so just stop and listen for a little while. Just, hear the other person's side, hear the other person's perspective, hear the solutions. Maybe they've had time to think about resolving something, or they've had time to kind of evaluate maybe a direction to go in. You're sitting at that fork in the road, and neither one of you wants to go either way, because they're asking the other person, well, what do you think? Which way should we go? And the other person, well, it doesn't matter to me. Wherever you want to go is where you want to go. But in the inside, you're going, well, I'd like to go right. Instead of just saying it, say you want to go right. Don't say, well, whatever you want to do, and then you go right left, and then you're just like, well, I wish I would have went right. I wish I would have said something. I wish I would have done something at that moment. Live in the moment and express it. The other person may be offended. They may be hurt for a few moments, but they will. People do heal and get over things. Use a little tag. If you have to sugarcoat things to make it a little bit easier to swallow, like I do with my cat's pills, put it in some peanut butter and give it to them. When it has to be, taken in and the medicine has to be released, the medicine gets released and they have to experience it. It may be something that they have not been in touch with or that they haven't seen in themselves, because we don't look at ourselves on a regular basis. When I'm looking at you or looking at the screen, I don't see me. I see everything around me. That's what is important to me, and I don't look at myself sometimes. And because when I do some internal work, I look at myself and go, oh my God, was I ever a bitch? Or was I ever this? I should have said it this way. And I don't feel comfortable doing that. I tell it as it is and how it goes. And because you only get that one chance to say it and then, right? You don't get 17 million chances. With certain people, you can get those. Some people will take it and, take it by stride, take it in stride. Put up with it. But there's going to become that one moment where they're going to end up swallowing that pill and they're going to realize, this was just sugarcoat. This wasn't what the person was really feeling. And I think that would hurt me personally more, knowing that this person has gone through all that time, not said what they wanted and not desired what they wanted or expressed it for anything to change, right? So express yourself, be more expressive, and speak your mind. Speak out what you want, what you desire, what your needs are, because I don't feel that this person is willing to give you the world, but they can't give you the world if they don't know what world you want to be in. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel for you. Feel great. Feel green, sorry. So don't feel great. Right? Okay. So bright light. Can you get a card too? All right, so let's do one more. Silvery gray, I'm going to have to get to another time. So what's going on for bright light here? The messages that need to come through for bright light, please. Ooh. Is there a pregnancy on the rise? Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Wow. Searching for something, not taking enough time for you. I'm feeling that this person really wants to give to you. You're receiving. You're definitely receiving. This could be a relationship coming forward for you. We had a few cards pop out for you today. Like we have the Empress card, and we have the Queen of Cups, taking time for yourself. It's another card for pregnancy. And I don't feel that this is the timing for you. Like you're just kind of, you're not sure if you want to go through with it. You're not sure if you're just so indecisive when that comes out. Now it's the first card out. And I don't think this is a good time to do it. I don't think that embarking on a pregnancy right now is a good time for either one of you. We have the Emperor in reverse. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. We have the Justice card in reverse. I don't feel that this is a good time to ponder that. I think the situation's not at a peak moment for that to happen. But there's something that you're searching for, and trying to find something to complete you, right? Well, see, if you look at it, if you look at her though, right? So like I'm saying is, you know how she's kind of like shying away from it, like you're just not in the relationship with the right guy, okay? You're here sitting on your throne. You want to be, and I'm going to say this because this is what came through, deflowered by the right person. It's not something you're going to just allow anyone to take. It's got to be the right one. It's got to be the right moment. Something that knows your value, that will appreciate you. It's not just going to be because they can have it. You know what I mean? And that's what you're searching for. You're definitely searching for it. You're not focusing enough on your intentions. You're not focusing on your needs, what your desires are. You're just wanting to give in. And don't give in if you don't want to. Don't just give it away because, it was a spur of the moment. It was just a fling of the thing. Speaking from my experience, I'm just saying, this is personal. When I lost mine, it wasn't by my choice. It wasn't the moment that I wanted, that I envisioned of it being perfect. But at the same point, it was with a guy that I did like, but the timing wasn't right for me. And I hated it. I actually did not like it at all, right? So, and I carry that with me today. I really wish that it could have been under better circumstances. We want everything to kind of be perfect, with the perfect person. And the guy was great. He had a good personality, but he wasn't meant for me. He was just too domineering over top, right? He just demanded it, and I wasn't ready. I changed my mind last minute, and it just didn't work out, right? So I've healed a lot from it. I'm not 100% healed from it. No, I don't think I ever will be. It affects me to this day still. But I think you will find, your knight in shining armor coming in, and just give it some time. I don't think this is, a decision you're taking lightly at all. By all means, don't just give it to wherever. You've got all these opportunities coming forward. Making sure you're picking the right one out of those 12 options. Make sure that's the right one. It's the right situation. Don't just give it away because they're demanding it, or because you promised it, or whatever. You can change your mind and be allowed to have that experience, work in a positive manner, right? And so I think you just really should focus on, making sure that you're giving it away. If that's something that has a value to you, that's definitely something you're waiting for, that moment, that perfect, the knight in shining armor to come through for you. And I think the opportunities that you have currently, you're being selective. You are becoming very selective as to which one is, the right one for you. You have many opportunities coming forward, right? You have a lot of opportunities coming forward. But I think the one that you might be focusing on right now might not be the best intended one. I don't think it's going to be like a lasting, long-term relationship. I think it would just be like a simple one. And having the Justice card, so I don't see anything in your favor for marriage at this time as well. As you mentioned, you're waiting for marriage. I don't feel that that's a situation that's going to be coming for you. You're weighing out your options. You definitely are taking the time to figure it out, and do that. Don't just jump at the first chance, or the first opportunity, or the first guy, or whatever. Be sure that that's really what you want. And don't do it because somebody else wants you to, right? Don't do it because, a friend's doing it, or, you just want to follow the flow of things, and make sure that it is something that you're committing to, because, any relationship that you commit to and you make that committed relationship, it doesn't necessarily mean you even have to get married. Some people don't even marry today, because even for myself, to me, I've been married once, I've experienced it, not something for me. I don't want to be tied in 100%. If something goes wrong, I'll stick around long enough to make sure that it's fixed. But if the ship is sinking, the ship's sinking. There's no paper that's going to keep me attached to that person because there's a paper involved. You know what I mean? I still have an opportunity that I can still get out of it without having to, feel like I'm in at 110%, even without the paper. You know what I mean? I'm still there 110%. But if the ship is sinking, there's nothing you can do. There's a lot of legalities and a lot of processes that have to go through after. that get quite costly. So that's what I mean. If I was to do it again, I would make sure the person is right for me. And I have not yet met a guy that has met that capability of being that 110% guy that I want, and I would do anything for, that I would go and move mountains for. You know what I mean? So as far as love coming in, you have a lot of opportunities coming forward. Give the opportunities, get the experiences, have the experiences happen. There's so many different kinds of people that we get to meet. Without those experiences, don't get stuck in a relationship where you're just kind of, you want to kind of get your grounding. You want to experience things. You want to experience with different people. Relationships come and go. Relationships never stay solid unless you actually are willing to put that 110. But if you're feeling off about something, express it. Find a solution to it. If it's something that you want to work at and put the energy and the time into, then you can have a most amazing relationship that you can possibly find. But I don't think that you're ready for a long-term or a very committed relationship right now. I think you need to experience a little bit more in your life. I think you should have those experiences and meet different people. Spend the time on the experience. I don't think that setting it up to make and being hard on yourself about having to be in a relationship. It's not always about having to have that relationship. There may be something that you just might be lacking that that's not completing you right now. You have to look internally and find out what that is, the need that you really want, right? So, if you're looking for love, I think you should just enjoy what you have and just enjoy it, like live it. Just get the experience, get the knowledge, get the experiences down. There's always lots of time in life to make a decision. And if you end up walking away from a relationship and you feel like you made a mistake, don't beat yourself up over it. That's the one thing. When people leave relationships, they always feel guilt. They always feel the emotions, tied with relationships or ending of things, right? And we can't be hard on ourselves. If we were hard on ourselves, you know how depressing this place would be? If we were all just, taking the first opportunity that came along and, not having an experience, and then you're sitting there at the rest of your life going, well, why? I didn't get to experience this. I didn't get to do that. And then you're like, well, I'm going to go experience it now. Well, you're in a hardcore relationship and you can't now. You've committed yourself 110% to a person. You're going to don't live a life of regrets. Go and do it now and just live it and have fun. Keep your values, keep everything. Keep all your morals, your expectations of certain things. If they're high expectations, keep your high expectations. Don't give in just because somebody else is just, easy on the eyes, or, they have, 75% of the traits you want, I feel like you have a high expectation for people. Your expectations are very high, and that's fine. Everybody has a different level of, comfortable, right? Whatever makes you feel comfortable and that, makes you feel good, then by all means have fun. Don't settle for anything less. Go and have those experiences. Take a road trip with your best friends, your girlfriends, and, you might end up meeting somebody on the road trip. You know what I mean? Just take those opportunities to just go and live. Don't be like me and be in relationships because that's what I thought I needed. It wasn't what I needed at the time. And now that I'm not in one, I've learned that I can do anything that I want to. And you know what? Sometimes I don't even feel like doing anything. I do my readings, I do help others, I give, moral support, spiritual support. I help out a lot of people. And for me, that's completion. That gives me validation in my life, saying that I'm doing, something good before I leave this world. I'm not just, wasting my time and being in a relationship that I'm not happy in. I'm experiencing things. I get to go out and do things. Whereas me, when I'm in a relationship, I shut down. I disengage from everything, right? Because I focus 110% on what I'm doing. Whatever it may be, whether it be a relationship, whether it be my children, whether it be my family, whether it be my brother, whether it be my sister, I put too much into, and I get zoned in on things that, I don't need to be so zoned in on. I forget about all the other fun stuff that I get to do. All the other things and interacting with different people. I missed it. I missed it being social. I got into a relationship and I shut everything off, because I just wanted that relationship. That's all I needed. It wasn't what I needed. I wanted the socialness. I wanted to have, somebody around to be hanging out with, like a best friend. And that's all I needed, was a best friend. I never really had a best friend for the last few years. Ever since I left my marriage, I didn't have best friends. I have friends, but I didn't have that best friend that you could tell everything to, that you could go and do anything with, I didn't have all that when I left my marriage. I had all that before. I had too many friends, but I never had a best friend. I left my best friend back in another province that I lived in, and she'll always be my best friend. But we lost touch, and we aren't the same. Right? It's not all about the relationship. It's about relationship with people, not just an individual commitment. Commitment I took too serious. I took it way too serious. And when I started relaxing on the seriousness, it was too late. I was drowning. I became too committed, and that person, was like carefree. Go do what you want. Go do what you want. But to me, it was like, well, what? I had insecurities around it. Was I insecure about? Right. So I had to go and heal from those and understand why those insecurities were being produced for me now. Because I never was. Very confident person. I'm very happy with myself. I'm very happy in things I do. But those insecurities were tarnishing everything that, was looking pretty. And I wasn't looking at that insecurity that I was carrying through into a new relationship. I had to let go of all that. So hopefully the next relationship I get into, or reconciliation, whatever it may be, but I'm not going to stop living for that, right? So don't let your fears overwhelm you and make it so that you miss an opportunity, right? You got to live fearless, and it's very hard. Like I'm, up in my years, and I'm very grateful for every experience I've had, but I wasted a lot of it just, thinking that once you're in a relationship that everything just kind of shuts down, because my parents were like that. My mom settled, she was married, and married life was married life. It's not like that anymore. So many people have so many other things to do, and things are changing, and people are always on the go. And feeling like I wasn't on the go just made me feel empty. I had to be going continuously, 24/7, right? So 24/7. And, commitment I take seriously, but I was taking it over serious, way too serious. And that's just the way I was raised. That was what my mom was like. My mom was the same way. She stopped, left. There was nothing there. Like even when I was, on paydays, he would not come home. He'd spend the night in the time drinking. My mom didn't like it, but she still stuck it out. She thought that he would change and everything. There was no help. And now my father's in a partnership. Um, is in a partnership that he's happy in. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do all those things that the financial aspect. Work might be taking a lot of your time right now, right? Focusing on different avenues of things that, and not giving in just because intuition. Your intuition won't guide you down the wrong path. That's why. So just go and do what's good for you. You don't have to have the attention to the small details. Just live spontaneous. Oh yeah, there we go. Hang on, let me try getting rid of that sun. I love the sun, but sometimes it hurts. So is that better? We're back. Just give it a minute, guys. Give it up. Back. Ah. Mm. Yeah.